So I was going to give you a quick teaching. That's a very powerful teaching. It's a very radical teaching. And then I'll shut up. And I will, and you guys are welcome to ask me any questions, and we can talk, and we can share, and we can pontificate. We can even argue if you want. I don't mind. Or you can just be still and relax and enjoy the vibes, enjoy the presence, whatever you want to do. But notice how you respond to it. And if you have a question, I always recommend you ask it. Sometimes people don't ask the question because they think, oh, I know what Tom's going to say. I know what the answer is already, so there's no point asking. But if you have a question, you should ask. Because sometimes magic can occur there in the interaction. Okay, so here's this quick teaching I'm going to give you. And we find it across many, many traditions. We find it in Vedanta. We find it in Zen Buddhism, in Mahayana Buddhism. We find it in Taoism, and in lots of different kind of traditions across the globe, essentially. That's the spiritual traditions across the globe. You find this kind of teaching. And the teaching is that life is like a dream. Life is like a dream. Ramana's advice to us in his short little text, Who Am I?, was that we should consider life to be a dream. In the Ashtavakra Gita, one of the most wonderful texts of Advaita Vedanta, non-dual Vedanta, they say multiple times, it says life should be considered to be an illusion, like a dream. I mentioned in the last call as well, the Lankavatara Sutra, which is one of the main Buddhist sutras and one of the main texts in Zen Buddhism. They say how everything is an emanation of mind. Everything is an illusory emanation of mind. And I said, we get this across, it crops up everywhere. And the dream is a wonderful analogy. We've been given such a gift to have dreams, because if we never had dreams, we wouldn't believe that a dream was possible, I don't think. In the dream, an entire reality is created, projected by our minds or by our consciousness. We can use those terms synonymously at first. The entire dream world is projected by our consciousness, by our mind. And everything we see in the dream is our mind. There's no real reality out there in our dream. It's just an imagined reality, let's say, a dream reality. So if you dream, let's pretend that we all have a dream. And we're dreaming that we're not ourselves, but we dream that we're Luke Skywalker, the hero of Star Wars. Yeah, apologies if someone here doesn't know the story of Star Wars, but the main character in it, at least in the original films, was a guy called Luke Skywalker. He was a Jedi Knight. He was a goodie. He was battling the forces of the dark side, the baddies like Darth Vader and the Sith Lords, right? Oh, damn, I should have worn my Star Wars top. Oh, next time. So you're dreaming, you dream that you're Luke Skywalker. You're thinking, in the dream, while you're dreaming, you think it's completely true, don't you? Whenever you're having a dream, during the dream, whatever you're dreaming, you think it's completely real. And you think you're a Jedi Knight. You think you're battling the forces of darkness. And then you wake up. Let's say you wake up and you're back to who you are now. And you think, oh my gosh, I actually thought I was Luke Skywalker. Can you believe it? I actually thought I was Luke Skywalker. It felt so real at the time, but it was just rubbish. It was just a joke. So if I asked you now, so, you've woken up from your dream. I say, does Luke Skywalker exist? You say, no, it's just a dream. He never really existed. I'd say, oh, right, okay. What about Darth Vader? Did Darth Vader exist? No. That was also part of my dream. What about R2-D2 and C-3PO, your sidekicks? No, they were also part of the dream. Okay. Well, did they appear to exist? While they appeared, when you were dreaming, did they appear to exist? Well, yes, they appeared to exist. But did they exist? No, it was just a dream. I can see that now I'm awake. It was all a projection. It was all a figment of my imagination. And that's what this is like. This is like a dream. We think we're an individual in the dream. We think we're this body mind. And we think we're interacting with all these people. But all these people that you're seeing, all these beautiful people that we can all see on the screen, on this call, these are all our projections of mind, yeah, or of consciousness. All right. So wait a second. Let's go back to our pretend dream that when we dreamt we were Luke Skywalker. This is an important point. So listen up. Was the entire dream Luke Skywalker's projection? So say it's Tom who had a dream. Tom went to sleep, he had a dream, and he dreamt he was Luke Skywalker. And he saw Darth Vader, and he saw R2-D2, and he saw the Star Wars characters in the Star Wars world. And he thought he was Luke Skywalker. If you look down at his body, he would see Luke Skywalker's body and a lightsaber and everything, yeah? And when you wake up, you realize it was all a dream, right? You realize that never really existed, never really happened, but it appeared to happen. So that dream that Tom had, was it when he's looking, say you're in the dream, you think you're Luke Skywalker, you're seeing Darth Vader and all that, and all the spaceships and everything. Is that Luke Skywalker's projection? It isn't. It's not. Luke Skywalker's also a projection, isn't it? So in the same way, the body is, when we say this dream was our projection, it's not us as Tom or whoever you are, the body mind. It's not, the body mind itself is a projection within the dream. It's the dreamer's projection. It's God's dream. That's what we are. We're not Luke Skywalker. We're the consciousness in which is projecting that dream. This is a conceptual view, isn't it? I'm giving you a conceptual framework, a spiritual framework. And what the advice is to view reality through this lens. Take on this conceptual framework. Instead of thinking that you're a body mind living in a real world full of people and things, take on the conceptual view. This is the teaching. Take on the conceptual view that no, there's only consciousness. There's one consciousness, God, the self, the guru, yourself. And that everything you're seeing is a projection of that. It's not real. It's all an illusion. So it looks like that, you know, Tom is talking to you and Tom's a different person to you, but no, that's false. Tom's just your projection. Not you, your body mind, but you, the self. And your own body mind is just a projection. That's not what you are either. That's also unreal. And everything you see is just unreal. It's just a figment of your imagination. So the guru is a projection. The teaching is a projection. So this is why Ramana says to us, or Ramana says often in his talks, he says, spirituality is like you fall asleep into ignorance, into duality. You fall asleep into duality. And in this duality, you dream up a guru. And the guru you dream up is like a tiger. The tiger roars in the dream. It's an illusory tiger. It's a dream tiger. It's not real. It roars and it wakes you up. So the guru and the teaching are illusory. They're a part of the dream. They're not real. There is no guru. The guru is just consciousness. Everything is just consciousness, and nothing is real apart from that consciousness, which is what you are. So lots of ramifications and lots of levels and depth we can go to with this metaphorical teaching. But it's a very powerful teaching. It requires you to have faith in it. You see? It doesn't prove anything. It's like, how can you prove it's a dream? You can't. There's no logical proof. But how can you prove the world's real? Most people, if you're in ignorance, you'll believe the world is real and you'll believe your body and mind are real. But how can you prove that? You can't prove that either. It could all be a hallucination. It could all be the matrix. We touched upon this last time, I believe, as well. So you can't prove it's true, but then have faith. The advice is pretend or try it or take it on faith from me or from whoever your teacher is or from the scriptures, the multitude of scriptures which is mentioned in. This is your dream, not Tom's dream, not Ernie's dream, not Diana's dream, not any of your dreams. We're all part of the dream. We're all the projection. There's only one. When you dreamt that you were Luke Skywalker, the Darth Vader you were fighting was just your own projection. It was just you. There's nothing real there. The flip side is nothing can harm you. You know? In the dream, if you were losing, if you were getting beaten up and, you know, and you were losing the battle, when you wake up, you realize, oh gosh, it appeared so real, but it doesn't matter. And that's the way this reality is like as well. It doesn't fundamentally matter. So immediately you can see when you say something like that as a teacher or a teaching, there's dangers in that teaching, aren't there? There are problems because these teachings can be misinterpreted. And that's why it's important to have the ethical framework. The advice is to always look after the body mind and always look after other people's body minds. So be a good person. Be good to yourself, be good to others. That has to be there before these teachings are unveiled or given. Traditionally, that's the way. These teachings aren't just given out because they're dangerous and they're revolutionary, they're radical, they're potentially offensive to many people. But if you're interested, you can take on this view.